Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. So over the years, the Toyota Tundra has definitely had some legendary engines. Engines like the 4.7 liter V8, which was the primary engine in the first generation and the secondary engine into the beginning of the second generation. The 4 liter V6 has been around the Tundra for many, many years in the first two generations. And of course, the legendary 5.7 liter V8 engines. Now, they're known for quality, they're known for reliability, and they're known to last a very, very long time. We're going to take a trip today to Autotrader and see what kind of mileage we're seeing on the Tundras out there. What is the highest mileage Tundra we could find for sale? And what are some of those engine options we are seeing it on? How's the condition of these trucks? And what is the price, most importantly? So let's head over to Autotrader and see what we can find. Will we see anything insane? Let's check it out. And we start our journey on Autotrader looking for some of the highest mileage Tundras we could find. And the first one here, a 2000 Toyota Tundra SR5, has 423,544 miles on it. And they are asking $3,900. Now, when you take a look at this first picture of the truck, you got some paint peeling off there. It looks like it was definitely used for a work truck, but still getting down the road. This one is the highly legendary 4.7 liter V8 engine. This is a four-wheel drive. Like we saw on the front, there was some paint peeling off, and I'm sure the truck, being this truck is a New Jersey truck, as per what the listing was, has seen a lot of road salt in its life. When we look at the interior, a very basic interior. If you owned Toyota Tacoma or Tundra in this time period, the early 2000s, this should look very familiar. The beige interior. Looks like the owner kept it fairly clean on the inside. There's nothing really extra in these first generation Tundras. They were just built to work and do the job. And a quick view overall of the truck, it looks good. One thing that was always tough was to keep that kind of interior clean. The color was very tough to keep clean. And this was standard as far as color goes on these early generation Toyota Tundras. There was also a gray interior as well, but very tough to keep clean. But you know what? Overall, for how old this truck is and how many miles are on it, not bad whatsoever. Here's a used 2009 two-wheel drive double cab. They're asking $7,500 for this one. 422,743 miles on this. And this is the 4-liter V6, another highly legendary Toyota engine. We see the 4-liter V6 still being used in the 4Runner today. This is, again, two-wheel drive, 5-speed transmission on this. But when we look around the truck, fairly clean-looking truck. This is Super White was the name of the color at the time. They now call it Ice Cap, same idea. And who doesn't love the 07 to 13 Tundras? Interior had a ton of storage in it. And obviously, this one is proven because this at the time was the third engine option. Even the third engine option could go high mileage with no problems. But a basic truck, double cab. As we see on the inside, this is a floor mounted shifter. You got the cup holders. You got the two glove boxes. I never understood when Toyota went away from that in 2014. There was less storage in 14 to 21 than the 07 to 13s. There were definitely some things in this interior that I loved. I loved the squared vents. Two glove boxes were great. Up above your head, you had a bunch of storage up there as well. This particular truck for the high mileage, again, just like the last truck, it looks very clean on the inside. As you can see, the seats look brand new. Here's one with 396,865 miles on it, asking $8,000, two-wheel drive, regular cab, long bed. So this is a 2 or 3-seater, and it has the big 8-foot bed on it. This is the 4-liter V6 once again. So we've seen that show up a few times on this list already. 5-speed automatic transmission, two-wheel drive, and it has some leather seats in it. So let's check it out. Very clean looking, very basic truck. This is obviously a work truck. This is meant to do the job with that big bed. It has the black grille up front. It has the black surround, black bumper. Nothing extra on this truck at all. I feel like this truck should come back in the new generation, just a regular cab with a long bed on it. A lot of people want that. A lot of people ask for that. But as far as this option goes, still looks fairly clean for the insane amount of miles on it. And on the inside, also still looks very clean. This is a 3-seater because that center seat can actually be pushed down, and you get some cup holders and a little storage on the back. This has a column shifter. The leather seats on the inside, definitely meant to do the job. And with this kind of mileage on a truck that is a regular cab with the 8-foot bed, proven it can do the job. So far on this list, we've talked about the 4.7 V8, the 4-liter V6. So now it's time to talk about the primary engine in the Toyota Tundra from 07 to 21, the 5.7-liter V8. And here's a great option. This has the TRD off-road package and is 4x4, $396,548. They're asking just under $8,000. Toyota produced some great engines over the years and some legendary options right here in the Toyota Tundra. So if the third option and the second option are going to be on the list, of course, the primary has to be here as well. This is 4-wheel drive and is a double cab, so you get that 6.5-foot bed there. Got that nice tan color on the outside of the truck, and what I still think is the greatest TRD off-road wheel there is. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I can't get enough of that wheel. So when we look at the inside of this truck, you will see a little tear down on the seat. Everything else looks pretty clean. Just a nice looking truck, and that tan interior is something we saw for a lot of years in the Tundra. Center console, you have a ton of space, cup holders. It's just one of the best looking interiors the Tundra ever offered. This one here in 07 to 13, it was a 6 CD changer. So that was very cool before they started to come out, with the nav screens and everything. And a dual zone climate control, of course. Just goes to show you, if you take care of your truck, it will last forever, especially when you're backed with a legendary Toyota engine like this 5.7-liter V8. Great color, great look, and the reason people love the double cab of the 07 to 21 was the double cab could fit 3 adults very comfortably in the back seat, and you get that 6.5-foot bed. 07 to 21, you could not get the Crew Max with the 6.5-foot bed. It just came with the 5.5-foot bed. So that made the double cab even more valuable to a lot of people that are going to need those back seats for passengers, but still have that 6.5-foot bed to do the job. So a great example of a high mileage 5.7-liter V8 Tundra that looks fantastic in pretty good condition. Let's talk about probably one of the cleanest first-gen Tundras I've seen, especially for the crazy amount of miles on the truck. This is a 2003 SR5. It's a TRD off-road as well. They're asking just under $10,000 for this. Has a nice hunter green to it. As far as the color on the exterior, 4.7-liter V8, no shock there, 4-wheel drive with 370,000 miles on it to keep it looking this clean. This probably was meticulously cared for. And the fact that this could still fetch near $10,000 with that kind of mileage on it is just amazing to me. So this has the access cab. This is kind of what the double cab is for Tundra today in the new gen. Like, you could probably shove somebody back there for a very short trip. But for long trips, it's not going to happen. The double cab in that second generation we just talked about, 3 adults comfortably, no problem, long drive, not an issue. First gen and third gen, this double cab slash access cab is just not meant for humans. But this particular truck is a great looking example that looks very, very clean for its age. You could see some wear on the inside of the interior, but nothing that screams anything that would make me walk away from it, at least from this distance, and nothing that you couldn't get taken care of. There doesn't look to be any major tears or anything like that. The dashboard looks extremely clean. It almost looks brand new. I want to ask you a question of the video. What's your thoughts on the first generation dash layout? Are you a fan of that look? And as we said earlier in the video, this was a very common look to some of the Toyota vehicles of this time period. So I really want to hear what you guys think. Now, we just looked at some of those great generations of Tundra with the legendary engines. What is the highest mileage new generation Toyota Tundra we could find on Autotrader? Let's see what we got. And here we have 98,417 miles. This is a used 2022 limited. There's no TRD package or anything on this. It's the regular iForce. And when I say regular iForce, I'm talking about the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. They're asking $44,000 on this one. And as you could see, it has that nice Softex interior. It's the 5.5-foot bed. Pretty clean looking truck. Doesn't look like there's anything too crazy with it. 98,000 miles is not a lot for the Toyota Tundra, but with this new generation, we're still waiting to see some extreme high mileage trucks that were able to make it, the distance and show that this new generation engine is as reliable as the old generation engines. Will we see that down the road? Who knows? But as the years go on, we're going to start to see a lot of these high mileage Tundras show up in this generation. And we're also going to see anything that goes wrong in the newer engines, Toyota's going to take care of. And eventually, because they're going to stay with these engines for a while, like they always have in history, they're just going to get more reliable over the years. Year after year, you will stop hearing about recalls and issues, and it will just be another reliable Toyota engine like it always has been. But this one's very clean. I mean, you know, the way limited is when you don't get any TRD off-road or anything on it, you got that machine silver surround around a dark gray grille up front. You got the gray and silver wheels, and it blends very nicely with the chrome and black they have going on this truck. And obviously, it still looks very clean. Soft text interior on the inside, 14-inch screen. Those are heated ventilated memory that is standard in limited, and they look brand new because, yes, this truck has 98,000 miles on it, but it is only 2 years old. What are your thoughts on some of the trucks we saw, and what are your thoughts on some of the engine options that were out there in the history of Tundra? 4-liter V6, legendary, still going in the 4Runner, 4.7 V8. I tip my hat to it. And of course, our favorite, the king, the 5.7-liter V8. Will the new generation Tundra engine options be able to be as reliable as what we're seeing, what's still for sale out there on Autotrader and the prices they're asking? And let's not forget, they're still asking some pretty good money. Talk about resale value and a truck holding its value. Toyota Tundra wins those awards every single year, and this is why. Some of the stuff we've seen out there. They always used to say as a joke, the body will fall off the Toyota Tundras and the Toyota Tacomas, but the engine will keep on running. Perfect examples right here, although we did see some trucks that were in pretty good condition inside and out and still going. What's your thoughts? Comment below. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe and be well. Thank you for watching.